All set?
Mm-hmm.
Good evening, welcome to the Town of Clifton Park Town Board meeting, March 14th. Please join me for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, Teresa, if you call the roll.
Councilwoman Flood. Here. Councilwoman Standard. Here. Councilman Morelli.
Here.
Councilwoman Wallowitz. Here. Supervisor Barrett.
Here, entertain a motion to approve Town Board meeting minutes of February 28th.
So moved. Second.
Discussion. Yes, Teresa?
On page 53, one, two, three, fourth paragraph down from in the beginning of the presentation. Just going to change that where it says irrigation to area. Just a minor change there.
Stormwater, yeah, that related
Stormwater
to the discussion
area
of
instead of
stormwater
area.
for the new park.
So that's the only change on that.
Okay, thank you.
Mhm.
Discussion.
Councilwoman Flood.
Yes.
Councilwoman Standard.
Yes.
Councilman Morelli.
Yes.
Councilwoman Wallowitz.
Yes.
Supervisor Barrett.
Yes, communications and announcements, just a couple of quick things. All the information for our upcoming curbside bulk waste pickup is on the website, so please take a look. As we've done in the past, town will be split up into 3 areas, and you'll be receiving a mailing from Twin Bridges, who was the low bidder, a couple of weeks prior to your assigned week beginning. It'll tell you when to put the stuff at the curb, and we'd like you to put it out the Sunday before that next week, so that way it's not out any longer than it needs to be. But the mailing will also tell you what is eligible and what isn't. So there's some things that they can't take, such as electronics and tires and hazardous waste of any kind, that kind of thing. So there'll be a list of what they can take and what they can't take. So everybody will be receiving that information. But if you want a little jump start on the process as you prepare for the May 2nd start, please visit cliftonpark.org. A few weeks ago, we had a public hearing on an application for PDD out on 146A. It involved the proposed soccer complex for what is now known as Players Park, adjacent to Eagle Crest Golf Course. And I'd like to just ask the board if next week is agreeable for a resolution, so we can vote on that PDD. At this point, we've had the public hearing, we've had a significant amount of time following the hearing to do any further investigative work individually and ask questions and speak to residents that may be concerned or in favor. So, I don't know, is that generally agreeable for next week?
I think so.
I think it makes sense to give the residents some closure on that.
Yeah, I think at this point, because next week's our last meeting of March. So the next meeting, obviously, will be in early April. And I think at this point, for everybody's sake that has a vested interest in the decision that's made, I think that's a good way to put it. Bring a closure to the situation for everybody involved would be a good thing. All right, so why don't we plan on having a resolution on for next week, and we can make that determination. Very good. Any other communications or announcements?
I do.
Yes.
I just wanted to recognize some of our Shen students. This past weekend at the New Balance National Indoor Track and Field Championships, they were held at the Armory in New York City, the girls 4x800 meter relay team. I'm going to say their names and I'll probably butcher them, but it was comprised of Kara Sana, Luca Bella Hoteling, Kate Donaldson, and Julia Hendricks. They finished 5th place in the entire country, earning an All-American honors. So that's amazing. Yeah, and the boys 4x800 meter relay, comprised of Jason Colindres, Michael Clay, Andre Antonino. Nathan Brimhall, in turn, finished 8th place in the entire country. So yeah, at some point, I'd like to bring these athletes in at some point in the future to a town board meeting to formally recognize them, because that's pretty good.
Yeah, sure is. We mentioned good wishes for the hockey team at the last meeting. Unfortunately, they did lose in the semifinals this past weekend, but what a great season, terrific run for that group. And I know they're already looking forward to next year, so great job. Any other communications or announcements at this time?
Yes, thank you. So first of all, full day camp registration opens tomorrow at 10 o'clock. And I've been assured by our Parks and Rec department and our software folks that everything is running smoothly, and there should be a smooth process tomorrow for all the people who are interested in signing up for full day camp. Again, that opens up tomorrow at 10 o'clock. And that link can be found through our website. Also, our half day camp registration will begin next week on Tuesday, March 22nd. So one of the things that we're doing different this year is staggering the registrations, hopefully to lessen the load a little bit on our system. So again, tomorrow for full day camp, next week on Tuesday for half day camp. All the information is on our website. Also, we have our cleanup day registration that is also up and ready on our website. So if any individuals, groups, families, businesses are interested in participating in our annual cleanup day, they can go to cliftonpark.org and sign up for some parks, preserves, trails, roadways, and that is Saturday, April 23rd from 9 to 12. We do have opportunities outside of that particular Saturday for folks if they can't do a Saturday. We do have opportunities for people to clean up at different times of the year just to get our town ready for the warmer weather. So again, that's at cliftonpark.org as well.
Are we doing field trips this year for half day camp?
Yes, we are.
Last day of the year, we'll sign up.
Yes, and it's nice. It's not quite dark yet as the meeting starts, so it was a lot warmer today, so things are moving in the right direction. All right, we do have several resolutions for consideration. Teresa, if you could read through this, please.
A resolution authorizing the highway department to order 6 dump trucks with snowplows and spreaders from Navistar Incorporated, Loudonville, New York. Whereas by resolution number 262 of 2021, the town board authorized the highway superintendent to commence a procurement process to acquire up to 6 new plow trucks with a predicted lead time of 12 to 18 months due to federal policies and related supply chain disruptions. And whereas pursuant to General Municipal Law, Section 10316, municipalities in New York are authorized to piggyback from competitively bid contracts of other municipalities within the state, so long as the bid process from the original contracting entity was conducted through a sealed bid process pursuant to the statute and the bid notice provided for such piggybacking. And whereas the highway superintendent has now requested authorization to place an order for 6 separate plow trucks with estimated delivery in 2024 and at a total amount not to exceed $1,383,040 from Navistar Incorporated, using the piggyback option from the 2018 contract of Onondaga County attached, whose bids were opened on June 7, 2018, with prices valid through June 23rd of 2023, according to bid documents and correspondence reviewed from the Onondaga County Division of Purchase. And whereas according to information provided by the highway superintendent on March 3rd, 2022, authorization is requested to place orders for the following: a 6-axle development plow trucks, 5 of them, a 60-month after treatment warranty, $3,750, a 60-month major component warranty at $465, Allison transmission 5-year warranty at $948, a Viking Kives, is that right?
Sides.
Sides, plow package, quote, 145B is $126,845.30. International single axle truck chassis, $96,286.90 to be purchased through the H.L. Gage, Albany, New York. Per unit cost would be $228,295.20 each, with a subtotal for the 5 single-axle trucks at $1,141,476. A tandem 10-wheeled dump with plow package, one of those, with a 60-month after-treatment warranty, $2,250, a 60-month major component warranty, $735, Allison transmission 5-year warranty, $1,464, Viking types, I'm not gonna get that. Types, plow package, $104,219.90, international tandem truck chassis at $132,895.10, with a subtotal for the tandem truck would be $241,564. Total for all would be $1,383,040. Now therefore be it resolved that the superintendent of highways is authorized to place orders for 6 truck chassis from Navistar Incorporated, 399 Albany Shaker Road, Suite 202, Loudonville, New York, with chassis supplied by H.L. Gage, Albany, New York, and with components, warranties, and equipment as outlined above, as well as a Viking types plow equipment and specifications to be paid at time of delivery in a total amount not to exceed $1,383,040 from a municipal lease, subject to future procurement. A resolution accepting a proposal from Ampion Renewable Energy for community distributed generation solar credits pursuant to the New York State Energy Research and Development Authority, NYSERDA, and value of distributed energy resources, VDER, VDER, Value Stacked Program. Whereas on January 11th, 2022, the town distributed a request for proposals to renewable energy companies and entities with available subscription capacity under the NYSERDA Value of Distributed Energy Resources Program, the VDER, VDER. Whereas the town received 5 proposals from participating entities, and whereas the proposal from Ampion Renewable Energy offers a 10% discount credit against the town's eligible National Grid electricity accounts with available capacity coming online as of September 2022, as well as a savings estimate of $6,500 annually, meeting the town's expectations for rate and savings estimates. And whereas the town's Green Committee reviewed the proposals in its advisory capacity and recommends the proposal from Ampion Renewable Energy, Boston, Massachusetts, as the best value proposed. Now therefore be it resolved that the supervisor is authorized to sign the attached subscriber agreement with Ampion Renewable Energy, Boston, Massachusetts, for the VDER Value Stacked Solar Credits against the listed National Grid accounts. A resolution reclassifying Kathleen C. O'Donnell as a full-time court clerk in the town's justice court. Whereas Kathleen C. O'Donnell has worked as confidential court clerk to Judge Hughes since April of 2018, it was placed on the certification of eligibles list for court clerks by Saratoga County Human Resources dated February 28, 2022. And whereas both town justices have recommended that Kathleen C. O'Donnell be appointed as a full-time court clerk in the Clifton Park Town Court, now therefore be it resolved that Kathleen C. O'Donnell is hereby reclassified as a full-time court clerk in the Clifton Park Town Court per civil service classification at salaries as budgeted, effective immediately. A resolution appointing Janet Nomes as the full-time confidential court clerk to the Honorable James F. Hughes. Whereas due to the reclassification of Kathleen O'Donnell as court clerk, there is an opening in the full-time position of confidential court clerk. And whereas Janet Nomes was hired as a court clerk in the town of Clifton Park in 2006, and whereas both town justices have recommended that Janet Nomes be appointed as the full-time confidential court clerk to the Honorable James F. Hughes in the Clifton Park Town Court, now therefore be it resolved that Janet Nomes is hereby appointed as the full-time confidential court clerk to the Honorable James F. Hughes in the Clifton Park Town Court as salary as budgeted, effective immediately. A resolution appointing Christine S. Woodward as the full-time confidential court clerk for the Honorable Robert Ryback. Whereas due to the impending retirement of Darlene Sharon On March 31st, 2022, there is an opening in the full-time position of confidential court clerk. And whereas Christina Woodward has several years of experience as a court clerk in the towns of Milton and Half Moon, and whereas both town justices have recommended that Christine S. Woodward, 11B Ashdown Road, Boston Lake, New York, be appointed as the full-time confidential court clerk to the Honorable Robert Ryback in the Clifton Park Town Court. Now therefore be it resolved that Christina Woodward is hereby appointed as the full-time confidential court clerk in the Honorable Robert Ryback in the Clifton Park Town Court at a grade 5, step 1, $25.93 an hour to begin work on March 24th, 2022 from General Fund Justice Court employee. And be it further resolved that the comptroller is authorized to transfer $8,100 from the General Fund comptroller employee and $29,100 from the General Fund Justice Court employee to the General Fund Justice Court employee. A resolution issuing permits to serve alcoholic beverages per the attached special alcohol use permits. Whereas the following applicants have submitted special alcohol use permits requests to the Office of the Parks and Recreation to be allowed to serve alcohol in the form of beer and wine for gatherings on the following dates with locations as listed on the applications. Melissa Groton, 5 Belmonte Lane, Clifton Park, on June 25th, 2022, from 2 to 6 p.m. at Collins Park. Sarah McDonald, 67 Esopus Drive, Clifton Park, July 23rd, 2022, from noon to 9 p.m. at Collins Park. Tim Ward from Dig Deep, 4 Dwyer Drive, Clifton Park, on September 3rd, 2022, from 11 a.m. to 7 o'clock p.m. at the Veterans Memorial Park. Now therefore be it resolved that the town board hereby authorizes the special alcohol use permit request submitted by Melissa Groton, Sarah McDonald, and Tim Ward for gatherings as indicated. A resolution hiring seasonal employees to staff the town parks and recreation locations for the 2022 seasons. Whereas the town board wishes to hire staff members for operations of the town's seasonal programs, including summer day camp, golf course, and adventure challenge. And whereas Myla Kramer, Director of Parks, Recreation, and Community Affairs, has recommended that the individuals listed in the attached schedules A, B, C, and D be hired to staff the camps, golf course, and adventure challenge course to be paid as indicated. Now therefore be it resolved that the individuals listed in the attached schedules A, B, C, and D be hired as staff for the town's 2022 seasonal programs as noted on the schedules through the end of the respective 2022 seasons at the day camp, golf course, and the adventure challenge course. A resolution appointing Suzanne Moore as a member of the Board of Assessment Review. Whereas a vacancy exists on the Clifton Park Board of Assessment Review, and whereas Supervisor Barrett recommends Suzanne Moore, 7 Belmonte Lane, Clifton Park, for the position. Now therefore be it resolved that Suzanne Moore, Clifton Park, is hereby awarded as a member, appointed as a member of the Board of Assessment Review with a term to expire on September 30th, 2025.
Very good. Any questions on the resolutions? Okay. If you read the headings, please, Teresa.
Resolution number 66 of 2022, a resolution authorizing the Highway Department to order 6 dump trucks with snow plows and spreaders from Navistar Incorporated, Loudonville, New York.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, resolution is on the table. We have 6 trucks here under consideration, piggyback on another bid. And trying to get ahead of some supply chain issues as well, I'm sure. So Dan, anything to add here?
Yep. So just to give a little bit of background, the Onondaga County Purchasing Department, they went out and did a bid for plow trucks. We always, the highway superintendents around the state like to piggyback off the Onondaga County contract because it's very in-depth. And hey, if you want someone to build you a plow truck, go with the people in Syracuse. So we like doing that. I think some of the important parts of this is we're purchasing truck chassis that are international trucks. Internationals are kind of like the value brand of trucks. We're not looking at Volvos. We're not looking at Peterbilts, which could be up to $180,000, $200,000. We try to stay on the lower end of things for cost savings. Plus, they're easy to maintain. We already have quite a few internationals in our fleet right now, so there's a lot of sharing of parts and rotors, those types of things. All that stuff is interchangeable. The good part too is working with Joanne and her committee on this. They're going to all be California Green certified. There are two ways to be energy or to be green, quote unquote green, is fuel efficient versus air quality. Because of suburbia, because of houses, because of how many trucks we have out there, we're more focused on the air quality side of things. So our trucks have an additional system that's going to be cleaning the exhaust. So that's why we have one of those. That's the after treatment warranty that's on there. It's the exhaust cleaning warranty. When those systems go, we're talking anywhere between $7,000 and $8,000. So we felt it was a good investment for 60 months. It also covers things called baking, the filters that the exhaust goes through. They have to be baked every once in a while, so the baking is covered in that. These trucks, the engines are built in New York and Jamestown, which then are shipped out to Michigan. Then the trucks are built out there. But when the chassis are finished, they're sent right back here into Watertown, New York, where the plow portions are fabricated. They will have a two-stage plow, which is like your traditional front plow. And behind that, there's an additional plow with little tines on it that are supposed to be scraping up more snow. They've been very effective for our friends in the state DOT, and they highly recommend that we move that way. It really helps on cutting their salt usage down. So we wanted to make sure we do that. We're also installing a proprietary item called Built Blades. They're a specialized, thicker standard for carbide blade. They're supposed to last longer, and we've had some and cut better. So again, we're improving those mechanical ways in which we remove more snow, so we don't have to use as much salt. And then the last thing too that we're going to be putting on here is pretty routine for all these types of trucks are the brine tanks. We will be installing the brine tanks, which will then spray brine on the salt, activating the salt immediately instead of having to wait for it. Thus, again, further cutting down the salt usage. When the new trucks do come in, it's going to take a little bit of learning curve for us to try to figure out how we can cut that down so we can get the same product that we have been giving our residents. But we're willing to work for it, and we're willing to figure it out and clean up the roads as we have been. So we're looking forward to these 6 new trucks. They're going to be replacing 4 of our oldest trucks. We're thinking with the new developments that are coming down the line, we're going to probably keep one of our older trucks just in case we have to build another plow route. Just for everybody's knowledge, we have 24 plow routes. So, and those routes are about 4 hours long. We are at the high end countywide. The next highest is Half Moon. They're about 2 hours, 15 minutes for a plow route. So one of the other things we'd like to slowly start getting into is replacing a plow truck once a year, just because if we replace, with 24, 25 trucks coming down the line, if you replace one a year, you're still replacing that truck after 25 years. So just something that we're thinking about and looking to work with the board on. But this is going to be one of the best things that our department has done in my 5 years that I've been here. It's gonna take out some of the older, less effective equipment that we're always worried is going to break down during a snowstorm. So we're very happy for the board to be taking this up. At best, we're thinking 18-month turnaround time right now, at best.
Okay, based on that, and then we probably would have ordered a couple other trucks. So it's good to get our orders in early and often. I'm never quite sure what the supply chain issues will look like in the next several months or the next year. I was watching I saw a report this weekend on a product called Neon, where apparently Neon is a product that is used by the chip makers, and majority of the neon comes out of Ukraine in that area. So that could be another supply chain issue that's created for the chip makers, and a large reason why car production has been slowed is because of a lack of chips. So will that create an even larger timeframe as far as being able to manufacture cars and trucks and get them on the road. Unknown at this point. So very good. Any questions?
Yeah, I have a couple.
Ms. Morrell?
Just, I guess the first one's Tom, with regard to the piggyback into the Onondaga County contract, it's a significant sum of money, you're comfortable with that?
Yes.
Okay. And then Dan, with regard to the warranties, how does that relate to labor? So if something happens in 5 years,
Yeah,
are
so,
your guys
so
fixing
we-
it?
yeah, so we send our trucks down to HL Gage out of Latham. That's where all of our international truck parts come from, and if we do have anything that's outside of our realm of handling it, we send it down to HL Gage. They would cover everything under that. Now, just to go through, like I was saying earlier, the 60-month after treatment warranty, that's for the diesel emission standards and things that actually have to be on the trucks now. So those go all the time. They rot out. And we've noticed that in the first 5 years, we have a significant issue with other trucks. So when you start taking those apart and finding the parts that are broken, you're starting to rack up $3,000, $4,000, sometimes even $7,000 on these systems. So we felt it important to go with that after treatment warranty. The best part about that too is the vaping is included in that, and that could be up to $1,000. And it's as crazy as it sounds. We take the filter out. It's about yay big. You send it down there. They put it in a giant oven. They shake it out and send it back to us, and somehow that's $1,000. Why I don't know, but it is. And then the 60-month major component warranty. That's like the engine itself with the Cummins engine. It throws a piston, an issue with the injectors, whatever it might be. We figured adding on that additional warranty for $465. An injector alone could cost over $300. So when we start throwing in labor and our time and everything like that, we thought again it was another good investment. Finally, with the Allison transmission 5-year warranty, if we throw a transmission to replace it, they are roughly about $22,500. So we thought, you know what, let's just bite the bullet, try our best, and if something goes wrong in the first 5 years, at least we're covered.
So they're just doing the parts, and then you guys would still do the labor?
Oh, no, they would still do the labor.
You
I'm
would send
sorry.
it out, and they would do the labor?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and the nice part is, like I said, they're right down the road and then leave them right off the exit 5.
Thanks.
Councilman, just to answer your question more completely, when I got back from out of town last week, I did have a chance to talk with Andy Trombley, who was the director of purchasing on Onondaga when he left this contract out. It's no longer there, but he remembers it well. We went over the contract and its extensions on Friday. So, yeah, I'm comfortable that it's good to go.
Thanks.
Okay, anyone else? All right, Teresa?
Councilwoman Flood?
Yes.
Councilwoman Standard?
Yes.
Councilman Morelli?
Yes.
Councilwoman Wallowitz?
Yes.
Supervisor Barrett?
Yes.
Resolution number 67 of 2022, a resolution accepting a proposal from Amphion Renewable Energy for community distributed generation solar credits pursuant to the New York State Energy Research and Development Authority Value of Distributed Energy Resources Value Stack Program.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, resolution's on the table. Community solar and the associated credits is a program that continues to grow in New York and other states around the country. As more community solar projects are built. We're gonna have I don't know if Joanne was gonna talk about this.
Sure. Well, first of all, I just
Okay.
wanted to thank Tom McCarthy, our town attorney, for his assistance with this process in helping us to understand the agreement that we are going to be hopefully getting into this evening. Our Green Committee members are here, and they really did a phenomenal job looking at these proposals that were sent to us during the RFP process. So Jerry, Diana, Joanne, I don't know if you'd like to say a couple of things about the process that you undertook, looking at these 5 companies that sent us information and how you came across Amphion.
Okay, well, Tom did legwork to put together
Yeah,
the,
Joanne,
Oh.
would you mind coming up here?
I guess so.
We appreciate it. Make it official. We
Okay.
don't want anybody that at home that can't hear you.
Okay, hi, I'm Joanne Coons on the Green Committee for Clifton Park, And Tom did the legwork for the RFP, put it together, did a great job because he asked all the right questions. And then once 5 companies responded, we took a look at them, together a rubric and tried to analyze all the key points. And that kept it very objective, not subjective. And we came up with the best man win. So that was basically it. I don't know what else. I mean, it's going to save us. It initially was going to save us $7,500 according to the first estimate, and then it went down to 64. But that's a good thing because we put in our LED streetlights, so we're actually saving our own money. So I thought that was kind of cool. I think that kind of shows a reflection of how our town itself is taking measures to save energy. And this will give us an additional 10% for the accounts that qualify. And then we'll have the solar farm on the landfill, which also helps us with our electricity bill. So we're taking a lot of good steps to be very conservative with, and it's probably a wash with all the rate hikes these days. So, and can I just put a plug in that people at home in apartments, they can be doing this too. Businesses can be doing this. 10% is 10%, and every penny counts. So visit our website, and you can see how, or I guess it's our Facebook page, see how you can get involved.
Thank you, Joanne. I really appreciate, again, the work that you put into this. This does, with this municipal account that we would be entering into, that does allow us to get some points
Oh,
with the Clean Energies Grant Community.
Minor detail.
Yeah,
500 points.
Yeah.
500 points.
Come on,
Joanne.
Big money
Keep
there.
that tally.
I'm excited about the trucks and everything. I'm like, I can't fix
That's what
that.
motivated us. So just so everyone knows, is we have been taking the initiative for an assertive grant through the Clean Energy
Right.
Communities Program. And this,
No, we're just doing it because it's the right thing to
it's
do.
the right thing to do. So go ahead,
Well,
Joanne. I'll
that's-
let you elaborate
Oh,
on
we're
that.
getting points for it too, so that's cool.
It
Yeah, we
is,
get 500 points. So as we accrue points and we reach the first benchmark of 3,200 points, we'll get $10,000. And we are getting really close. So we'll keep you posted.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Now, you mentioned the solar farm on the Cap landfill that flipped the switch on that several years ago, and that covers some of our accounts in the town. So the community solar will not affect those accounts because they're already covered by
Right.
our
You can't
solar
double dip.
project. Right. So, but the other factor is that the savings aren't guaranteed. There has to be enough energy generated by the solar projects to offset our usage. So I guess it's not guaranteed that we'll get those
You know,
savings
in the
as long as
wintertime-
the enough energy is produced, right?
And it will be.
Yeah.
In the wintertime, it might not, but in the summertime, you might get 15%. They're gonna say it's 10%. And the track record's excellent on that.
Mhm.
So I'm not too concerned about that,
Mhm.
but you're right. If they broke it down and really explained how it works, it'd be so confusing. So just by
Yeah.
saying 10%, people can relate to that. But there is a little bit of calculation between winter production and summer production. Tom, you have solar panels and you know how it goes.
Well, if you,
I also know a little bit how confusing the actual calculation is for this, because I tried
Correct.
to understand it in about 3 separate conference calls, but, I'm comfortable that there's no downside to it, and there probably will be, some savings. And, comfortable with your guys', a recommendation as to which company to go with too, so I think it's all.
You can't do any better than this particular plan. They just don't offer it. I've seen companies, as we saw on our rubrics, that, offer 5%. So,
And you saw companies in there that widely overestimated it as well.
well, they know what they're doing.
So,
Kind of showed that.
I thought you came down with a reasonable and common sense recommendation, and I think Brian can just explain it about as good as anybody probably.
He's a good, he serves as well. He answers all questions.
now the minimum savings standard set by New York State is 5%. So, right, so it
I
has
don't
to,
know that.
yeah, it has to save at least 5%. So, So if they're estimating 10, obviously that's double the 5. Like I said, it's just something we need to track and see, make sure that we're
Well, the
hopefully
only
hitting
other
that
choice you
target.
have is to do nothing.
And the good thing is, as you mentioned, there's going to be more energy generated during the summertime. And you can bank those credits so that to offset the slower periods during the winter.
Right.
So if you lose some in the winter, you can gain it in the summer. So it's really something that you can't take a snapshot over 3 months, 6 months. You have to give it a good year or two
You do.
before you. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
But we have confidence that this is a good program.
Yeah.
Will benefit.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, I would just say to you, Joanne, and the rest of the committee, the rubric was extremely helpful
I'll keep
to
it.
the, especially to, myself, who's not a part of the Green Committee or not part of this, research and process. I appreciate all the work the committee did on this.
Very good. Okay, Teresa.
Councilwoman Flood?
Yes.
Councilwoman Standard?
Yes.
Councilman Morelli?
Yes.
Councilwoman Walowitz?
Yes.
Supervisor Barrett?
Yes.
Resolution number 68 of 2022, a resolution reclassifying Kathleen C. O'Donnell as a full-time court clerk in the town's justice court.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, the resolution's on the table. I do want to say that the following resolutions relating to the courts, these were requests from the judges, Ryback and Hughes. Everybody was sent that information as to what their request is, and if there are any questions, unfortunately, they're not here tonight, but if there's any questions, Mark or myself can do our best to answer. So the first one is related to Kathleen O'Donnell being reclassified as full-time. Is there any discussion? Okay, Teresa.
Councilwoman Flood?
Yes.
Councilwoman Standard?
Yes.
Councilman Morelli?
Yes.
Councilwoman Walowitz?
Yes.
Supervisor Barrett?
Yes.
Resolution number 69 of 2022, a resolution appointing Janet Nones as the full-time confidential court clerk to the Honorable James F. Hughes.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, resolution's on the table, discussion. Okay, Teresa.
Councilwoman Flood?
Yes.
Councilwoman Standard?
Yes.
Councilman Morelli?
Yes.
Councilwoman Walowitz?
Yes.
Supervisor Barrett?
Yes.
Resolution number 70 of 2022, a resolution appointing Christina S. Woodward as the full-time confidential court clerk to the Honorable Robert Ryback.
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Mrs. Standard, second by Ms. Flood, and I just want to mention one thing. Each judge has the ability to appoint a confidential court clerk, and the other positions are civil service. So in case there was any questions about the different designations that are in the resolutions. Okay. Any questions, discussion? Okay, Teresa?
Councilwoman Flood?
Yes.
Councilwoman Standard?
Yes.
Councilman Morelli?
Yes.
Councilwoman Walowitz?
Yes.
Supervisor Barrett?
Yes.
Resolution number 71 of 2022, a resolution issuing permits to serve alcoholic beverages per the attached special alcohol use permits.
So moved.
Second.
Resolution's on the table. We've got 3 in 1 shot here, Myla.
Yeah, 2 are for, the annual family gatherings people have at the end of the school year. Tim Ward Dig Deep, he's been doing this for probably over a dozen years.
Yeah.
It's a fundraiser softball tournament that they have, raising money for local organizations. So we're happy to have them back every year for the great work that they do.
Yeah, he's been doing that for quite a long time. We appreciate that. Okay, discussion, questions? Teresa?
Councilwoman Flood?
Yes.
Councilwoman Standard?
Yes.
Councilman Morelli?
Yes.
Councilwoman Walowitz?
Yes.
Supervisor Barrett?
Yes.
Resolution number 72 of 2022, a resolution hiring seasonal employees to staff the town parks and recreation locations for the 2022 seasons.
So moved.
Second.
Yes, as I said, we are going in the right direction, so Isla, anything to add here?
Well, as Councilwoman Standart mentioned, full day camp registration tomorrow and half day next week. We're really getting into the swing of hiring. If anyone is interested in applying to be a camp counselor or a pool lifeguard, it would be great to contact our office and get an application. In addition to camp, the Stackyard Golf Course are raring to go. They're already calling us and stopping in. They're ready to go as soon as the weather stays nice and the snow melts. So that'll be great. And our Adventure Challenge Course staff, which we're developing a really fantastic group over there. And last year, all of the camp sessions fell, and they are scheduling more. We have additional sessions in the afternoon this year. So we're just very excited to get all of our programs going.
Yeah. Sure. Okay, any discussion?
Milo, I just have a quick question. So last year, we did not hold the Octave camp, correct? Because of the school district was not allowing their buildings to be open because of the pandemic. So, this Lauren, is she new? I don't recognize her.
She's not. That's actually her married name. Lauren Crispino has worked for us.
Oh.
She was a counselor specialist.
She
came back to us a little bit later.
That must have been, it was the last name, because when your staff had mentioned it to me, I recognized the name, but then I looked at it here and it didn't ring a bell. But thank you for clarifying that. But I'm glad that it's back this year and that everything seems to be going back to normal.
Everything is with field trips. We're really just very excited. Things are kind of going back to pre-pandemic. So that's very exciting for us. And for any of the board members who may not know, Lauren was one of our full day co-directors last summer. So for her, this is just moving from one site to another.
Right, you did a great job.
Yes.
Will we be doing the tents again? Because that was something that came out of the pandemic. I think that was very successful.
Yes.
Good.
Yes, we do want to do the tents again. We've received feedback both from the arena and from Buildings and Grounds that it just made a much smoother system for pickup and drop off. And we definitely want to do that again this year moving forward. It's a system that came about from the pandemic, but it's one that completely works.
It makes sense. It's really nice because that arena can get very, very warm. So to have your gatherings and the group meetings and, before camp opens and then at the end of the day when you come together, it's really nice to be able to do that outside where there's some fresh air.
Right.
So, yeah, good. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Very good. Okay, any further discussion?
Councilwoman Flood?
Yes.
Councilwoman Standart?
Yes.
Councilman Morelli?
Yes.
Councilwoman Wallowitz?
Yes.
Supervisor Barrett?
Yes.
Resolution number 73 of 2022, a resolution appointing Suzanne Moore as a member of the Board of Assessment Review.
So moved.
Second.
Okay. Walter, so we've had an opening for a while, I guess, right? On the Board of Assessment, we've got the trainings coming up, right? In April.
Yep, the training's in
And
April.
then we have grievance day in May, right? What's the date of grievance day this year?
Always, the fourth Tuesday in May is always grievance day.
Yeah, what's the date on that? Oh, all
Training.
right. I put you on the spot.
Put me on the spot.
Yeah. All right, let me get you off the
May
spot.
24th, I think.
Let me get you off the spot here. Fourth Tuesdays, 24th. Yes, there you go. See that? You're good under pressure.
Yeah, and it's hard to find people to sit on the board of review. It's almost a whole day. And you don't hear a lot of complaints, but you do hear some, and you have to go to training, which is another night that you have to attend a course. So it's sometimes a little hard to find somebody that wants to put in the time and learn some of the laws that govern what you have to do and what you can do and what you can't do. So it'd be nice to have a full board.
Yeah.
You can have 5, we've had 4 for a while, so it would be nice to have a full board just in case somebody doesn't or can't show up for some reason or another.
Well, good. Thanks for bringing that forward. Okay.
Councilwoman Flood?
Yes.
Councilwoman Stanbridge?
Yes.
Councilman Morelli?
Yes.
Councilwoman Wallach?
Yes.
Supervisor Barrett?
Yes, any other business to come before the board this evening?
I just have some cookies here that Joanne made in
Oh,
anticipation and in
sweet.
celebration
Where'd she go?
of the snowplow purchase and our community solar agreement. So
Where'd she go?
she left. We've got
Oh.
sunshines on one side and we've got plow trucks on the other. So she's an incredible baker. So please come up and celebrate.
The truck's
So
even
she's
have
good
the
at,
town code
The
on it.
the trucks have our seal.
Seal.
Yep. So I have to take a picture before you meet them. So thank you to Joanne.
Well, she's good at rubrics and cookies, and a lot more.
I'm gonna take a picture right now before anyone. I will, darling.
All right. Well, it's very nice, and very creative as always.
Yes.
Okay, we'll move to public privilege. If you'd like to speak on a town matter, please raise your hand. We'll ask that you come forward and please state your name and address for the record. Please keep it 5 minutes or less. Yes, sir.
Okay, yes.
Yeah. Come on up.
Thank you. Okay, good evening. My name is Mark Brockbank, and I live at Stony Creek Drive. I want to bring to attention a local law that has to do with political lawn signs. And I printed out 7 pages here. If you will allow me, I can would definitely like to hand each one to you so you can follow along with me.
Sure.
If you would allow me to do so. Thank you. I printed out 7, so one of you will be sharing.
Thank you, Mark.
Yes.
We can share.
Okay. I got one for myself. So.
Chase has one?
Thank you tonight for allowing me to speak. I wanted to bring the attention because recently the primary in New York State has changed from September to June. And this is an issue because according to our town code, it said no sign shall be placed prior to September 1st. So I think that it would be appropriate for the town to sort of go into accordance with what the New York State Legislature did by moving our primary date to June. And so I had made a revised suggestion on the lower half of the paper so that it would include this primary election. No one wants to be illegal. No one wants to break the law by putting a sign out, and no one wants, someone, the building department would be in charge of enforcement, and you don't want the building department to disregard, it's a minor law. It's not like someone's going to go to jail or anything, but it should be, in my opinion, changed so that it is in accordance with the new primary election.
Yeah, good point.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Oh, I appreciate it. Thank you for allowing me this time. Thank you.
No, thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
So if
Smart.
our town attorney and town clerk team up on that one, get that changed. Okay. Yes, come on up, please. How you doing tonight?
Good, how are you?
Good, good.
So my name is Ole Olinek. This is my fiance, Jordan Schatzberger.
Hi.
Yeah. So I am a coordinator of humanitarian aid to Ukraine on behalf of St. Nicholas Ukrainian Catholic Church in Waterloo.
Mm-hmm.
As you guys all know, on the 24th, Russia attacked Ukraine. And since then, it's been a humanitarian catastrophe over there. We have millions of refugees, millions of people who have lost their homes, their families, and right now we have hospitals that are full of patients that don't have enough medical supplies to be able to save them. So at St. Nicholas, we started a humanitarian aid campaign. So how that looks is we are collecting medical supplies and tactical supplies, and we're sending those over to Ukraine. So, you know, we come here before you today to ask you if you'll be able to involve the town of Clifton Park and set up like a fundraiser or some kind of event, like maybe a medical supply drive, and get, you know, everybody's involvement in Clifton Park. We had one yesterday at the town of Muskegon, and that was a, you know, very big hit, very big success. So there we had a medical supply drive, and we also sold t-shirts, and those said, you know, Miss Klima stands with Ukraine. So, you know, I would like to work with you and see if maybe we could set something like that up for Clifton Park and get, you know, everybody on board, have a medical supply drive, and, you know, we could sell t-shirts, we could sell little flags, pins, things like that, and just fundraise. So at St. Nicholas Ukrainian Church right now, you know, we have a whole entire hall full of supplies, all of these different things that we, you know, people have been donating to us. We actually just got back from volunteering there and organizing everything. But, you know, now our problem is that we have so many things and shipping costs are so high, especially if you're shipping overseas. So we're looking to maybe do a combination, you know, medical supply drive and a little fundraiser too. So,
And what specific supplies are you most in need that people would be able to donate?
yeah, so we're honestly we're looking at things that stop blood.
Okay.
You know, so we're looking at like quick clot, gauze, compression bandages. We're looking at tourniquets, you know, things like that.
Okay.
First aid kits.
We do have an entire comprehensive list of specifically what we're looking for.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah.
If you could send that, I can give you my card after the meeting, and yeah, if you could send us that list, that would be helpful.
Are you guys doing the drive that Shenandoah PTA is doing? And that benefits you guys too as well, right?
So
That's
is
Saturday morning from 9 to 12?
yeah. So actually, we're working with Shenandoah. We have so one of like my family friends, Christina Holovashchenko. She is a student at Shenandoah, and she's selling bracelets and stickers and things like that to raise money. The PTA drive actually isn't something that we set up. So that, you know, nobody got in touch with us about that. We do know it's happening, but we are reaching out to them today and, you know, talking about how to maybe coordinate things a little better. But yeah, so, you know, we would like to do something with the entire town of Clifton Park rather than just Shen. We need to get, you know, everybody here involved.
Yeah, that's a great idea, and I think you, Councilman Morelli, spoke earlier.
Yeah, I just want to add a few things. First of all, so Jordan and I spoke this weekend. Jordan and his family, your brothers, own the Clifton Park Barber Shop, right up the road. And I believe your parents live here at Clifton Park, right?
Yes.
So now the student who's doing this at Shen, I actually got a copy of that flyer to my daughter today,
Yeah.
who
I got it through the Elks.
Yeah.
she texted me like, hey, we need to get some of this stuff.
Yeah.
So it is getting circulated. And then I think we saw Rick Ersey, who's the Shen PTA Council president, started organizing the drive for this weekend. I talked to Britt earlier, and she's like, we don't even have boxes. So I think there is an opportunity to perhaps team up and do some organization. And as I mentioned to Jordan on Saturday, you know, this board and our entire town has always been very generous, you know, for any sort of drives or any sort of thing along this line. And this is obviously unprecedented, and I don't think there's anyone here in our town who doesn't have sympathy and empathy for what's going on in Ukraine. So I think maybe we could add some value to, you know.
Yes, I'm Ukrainian, yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Both my grandparents did speak English. So.
Wow.
Could you,
I'm glad you're here.
Thank you.
Councilman Morelli, can you reach out, maybe we can team up with that effort, or
Sure.
to assist in any way possible? Maybe we can have another separate collection. So, okay.
Thank you for having us here. I know as somebody who works in Clifton Park, I know a lot of the residents here, and I've been overwhelmed with the amount of generosity and support in the town of Clifton Park. And I believe that this is an awesome opportunity to facilitate other people's generosity, the desire to help. And speaking of Councilman Morelli, I want to thank you again for bringing this to our attention. Really reach out to the community and to you wonderful people. We really, really appreciate it. As the Ukrainian community, we're very grateful We do have a lot of Ukrainians in Clifton Park who are residents here, and we're very, very grateful for your help, your desire to help. So I want to thank you guys personally for that. Thank you.
Well, thank you. Thank you. Everybody wants to help. You know, a lot of times people just need an entree,
Yeah.
and a little guidance on where to take that step to make it happen. And anything that we can do to facilitate that, we certainly want to do that. So, Councilman Morelli, if you could keep us updated, appreciate it, and we'll pull out all the stops and do what we have to do. And the pictures coming back are just, just off.
I still have, family over there.
Do you?
So my dad's entire side is over there now, and then, you know, probably around 30% of my mom's side is still over there.
Mhm.
So it's been, you know, it's been really hard for us, and we're just trying to do anything we can to help in any way we can.
Well, we'll pray for them and all the Ukrainian people.
Thank you. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Thanks for coming tonight. Appreciate it.
Pleasure.
Good. We can get some opportunity there to hopefully be part of the entree to some folks that might want to help out and get involved. Anybody else that would like to speak this evening? Darlene, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Now, you didn't walk today, I hope.
I did not, I took caffeinator, I paid my drink.
Because following that last meeting you came to, it was, when leaving here, it was raining hard. Oh, the rain was going sideways, coming down, so
Yes, it was.
last meeting that you walked. All right, well, you rode this time.
Yes, I did. I'm just putting this on live so that I have some people that look on my Facebook page that don't want to look on these town board meetings.
Sure.
My name's Darlene McGraw. I live at 4 North Point in the town of Half Moon, but 12065, so I guess I'm a little half. Half Clifton Park, half Moon, you know, so we're
We'll claim you. We'll claim you.
Well, I get half and half, 50-50. I wanted to speak to the board and ask you, because I am getting a lot of very positive results from residents of the town of Clifton Park and also other residents from the city of Mechanicville and the town of Half Moon as far as the flex bus that CDTA has. And I'm also getting different results from other people that are visiting that have taken it or that want to take it and that want to take buses and try to get into Clifton Park. We all know, I mean, I'm like, I need to find that AED machine, like where the heck is it? Because I'm gonna have a heart attack if I look at the price of gas ever again. Even though I don't buy gas for a car because I don't have a car. So it makes me want to have a heart attack looking at the price of the gas. But I'm like, let's ride the bus. The young lady that was over here that stepped up here and talked about the solar. I'm like, man, I wish she was going to stay here because I wanted to have her listen to what I was going to say about the CDTA buses. A lot of them are electric and they have, you know, different aspects of green, you know, and all of that part to it. So I'm hoping that CDTA will come up here and come to a board meeting. And I was going to ask if you guys could please have them come to a board meeting and ask them, because they keep telling me whenever I try to talk with them, the higher ups and all of CDTA, they try to tell me town of Clifton Park doesn't want our buses up there. Town of Clifton Park says, yes, we do. I'm like, I know what people in my community say. So you're trying to say, when I say you, I'm talking to CDTA. CDTA is trying to say, we want buses out in Montgomery County, out in Amsterdam. You can't even handle the counties that you serve, the 4 counties you serve. I mean, how can I not get from Clifton Park to Waterford when Waterford is a neighboring town? How can I not get from Clifton Park to Waterford? But yet, I can get from Clifton Park to Saratoga Springs on the NX bus, but I'll be stuck there and have to, you know, spend the night. or get stuck down in Albany and, you know, something like that. But I mean, we can't go both ways and stuff. We need to find ways for people to be able to take it. It's meant for state workers. Well, let's get on the ball. That's what it was meant for. But now with the price of gas is, you know, the price of gas is just outrageous. Let's get on the ball. We all know that. So now, you know, I'm hoping that, you know, more people will try to ride the bus and all of that, but it's so hard when, you know, parts of Route 9. I can't get over to that new CDPHP complex. I mean, hey, sheriff, state troopers, you want to help me cross the street, or you want to pick me up in a body bag? Because, I mean, you can't cross the street, and, you know, you're supposed to walk against traffic, not with traffic, but, I mean, you can't do that. You can't get across the street. I mean, it's ridiculous that you can't even try to use public transportation to the best of its ability if it can't work with us. And the bus goes down 146, but it doesn't go to that complex where Plato's Closet is and all that. But yet it comes down this way. And I mean, we really want it over here, and we want to have it come here so that I don't have to walk on rainy days, and, you know, I don't have to take my trike when it's really bad weather out, or, you know, whatever. So, you know, please ask CDTA, say, hey, come on over, come on. We want you to come to a board meeting. You know, we want to hear, you know, residents. I mean, I've heard people want the Coburg Village bus. You know, they want it over here. I mean, your senior bus, I mean, it can only take you so much, and Office of the Aging only gives you so much money. You know, I mean.
Darlene, you'll want to wrap it up in 5 minutes, or almost over.
Yeah. So, yeah.
I know that, there's been requests for extension of the flex geographic area that they cover. They were gonna give it some time and test the amount of ridership that they're getting. I don't know where they are with that, but I'll certainly follow up and ask them. Now that we have a few months under our belt,
Now that the weather's getting nicer,
what is
you know,
the
people wanna come out.
experience? Yeah, what is the experience that you're having? When gas prices get to higher levels as they are now, typically ridership increases. I don't know if that's happening currently, but I would assume it would be.
It has been.
So, yeah, so, okay, well, I'll definitely check with them.
We need your support, you know, help if you don't mind. That'd be great. Thank you.
Not at all, thank you.
Appreciate it.
Anyone else? John?
No, sir.
No.
Motion to adjourn.
Councilwoman Flood? Yes. Councilwoman Stander?
Yes.
Councilman Morelli?
Yes.
Councilwoman Wallowitz? Yes. Supervisor Barrett?
Yes, thank you.
Catch, Mark.
Okay.